Hello and welcome to another episode of Magic Duels Origins. As always, I am TheIxelan, and this week we're gonna do some guild battles. One of my favorite. We're gonna start here with Azorius, and I'll go through this as we kind of go on. One of my favorite sets in Magic has always been the Ravnica set. I love the gold sets. I'm a big fan of gold cards, gold being multicolored cards. So it really appealed to me, the giant city, like the theme, everything of Ravnica really just kind of appealed to me. So I loved when they did the Return to Ravnica. Even though just thematically I loved it. I wasn't really playing Magic at that time. I was kind of on a hiatus, which kind of sucked. But anyways, we're going to go through the allied guilds this week. And then maybe next week we'll do the enemy guilds. Is this a keepable hand? It might be. It's kind of controlly. We'll see how this goes. So one of the things that I did is I went into the deck wizard that lets you kind of guide you through making decks, and I literally auto completed all of these decks. So this whole week will be deck wizard, auto complete, allied Ravnica guilds, which is probably the most complicated theme I could go with. But this is a white blue deck. Set to control. We're going to try to hit Razorfoot Griffins and just beat in the air repeatedly. I don't know how well it's going to work, but if we can keep it up, I will be very happy. Now we have Reprisal mana, which is pretty nice. This displacement wave, if we can get up to 5 mana, is really gonna save us in the long run here. Harbinger of Tides is also very useful. We've got a decent hand. I actually need to draw some lands now. This is kind of... I don't necessarily know that I would have initially played the Elite Vanguard on turn 3. But he does look to be a little mana screwed. Since... Oh, wait, did we start this? I don't know. Now I've already forgotten because I was talking about the whole, theme for the week. But anyways, yeah. So that's what we're going to do. It should be fun. One of my, daily quests today was to win with a white-green or a white-blue deck, which is kind of what got me started. I was like, oh, it's okay, he's not land screwed. Now we're actually land screwed, which kind of sucks. That's mildly frustrating, but that's okay. If this was an opponent, I would be really happy, because then I could just bounce and replay this guy. It would at least make me feel a little more comfortable. I have a feeling we're going to get stomped on in a second. Yeah, he's going to 4 lands, and oh, no, Tuco Husks. That's actually not that scary. I was mildly concerned, not concerned at all. Especially since he doesn't have another creature. If he wants to trade his Husk for our Vanguard, I'm totally on board with that. I doubt he's going to do that. Oh, we get tap lands. Alright, that's fine. So let's see. Let's see if he's willing to make this trade, because this is a perfectly fine trade for a control deck to make. Like a 2-1 for his, or 1 mana 2-1 for his 3 mana 2-2. Obviously, he's not going to make that trade. He wouldn't be at rank 28. Art Vanbo. If he was making trades that easily. That'd be a little insane there. Now, this will pose the question of if he plays a creature before he attacks. What does he do? Or if he's going to be smart and just play afterwards. It's a very, very interesting dilemma here. We have a lot of control power, and I'm actually kind of tempted to start playing the Griffins. Oh, he's going to active treason. Okay. And then he's going to sacrifice it, isn't he? Please sacrifice it. That makes my life so much easier. Yep. So he's going to do the 4 damage here, and this is actually the smarter play, because if I obviously could have Reprisal, I don't know if he's thinking about it. But he does this, then he can sack it. So he makes sure to get in for the 4 damage. And we're going to wait for that to resolve. Now he's a 4/4, so now we can Reprisal him. Which, we're basically 2 for 2ing each other at this point, which I'm kind of okay with. Granted, I'm down on HP, but I hit him a couple times first. So that seems like a fair trade to me. And now we can safely go into our Griffin here. And this is a good place for us to be in. Now, if he has multiple acts of treason, well, we could get screwed. But he's got to have more husks if he's going to active treason and really mess with our griffins here. So this is overall this. I've play tested this build, and I've play tested probably the Friday build, which is the green-white build, because I think I'll just go around the ring. This is interesting. Huh. Not entirely sure how I feel. I could play, like, a bunch of these guys. They don't do anything except, like, block and die. I'm trying to decide. I think we'll attack. So, this one I've played, and I've never had a handful of creatures like this and been kind of land screwed. So it's an interesting little set we've got that we're dealing with here. I think I'm going to go with the Void Mage and just force him to bounce his... Or, not force him to bounce, but bounce his Husk. That way he can't attack with the next turn. Which actually shuts him down from attacking at all, because if he wants to trade here instead of pumping his Husk, I'm on board with that. And if he doesn't, then whatever, that's fine. I'm assuming he's not going to attack into it. He might. Ah, there we go. Oh, he's taking that. Without a Husk. I'm actually kind of glad that I bounced the Husk now, because if he'd been able to play that, take our creature, sack it to the Husk, and then, like, punch us in the face for ridiculous amounts of damage, I'd be very unhappy. I am definitely willing to make this trade, because it's one less creature he can pump into his Husk. It may or may not be the smartest trade. I don't know. Depends on your thoughts. So, I mean, we get the damage anyways, but he's down a creature, and he didn't kill me, which is really kind of surprising. I would have thought he would have. Oh, he's bone splintering. That's why. Okay. That was... I did not expect the bone splinter. Well played, sir. Well played. I'm going to throw both of these jailers down. Not because I plan on trading for this, although, I mean, if he wants to, I guess I would be willing to. But I think just to have some threats out here long term, if he just attacks solely with this, I'm going to bounce it on my turn with the Tides and swing. I'm assuming he's going to play the Husk again. It makes the most sense after attacking. Probably. Not 100% sure at this point. Ooh, Chandra. That's interesting. I wonder if I draw an untapped land, I can tap Chandra and bounce Chandra and not bother with this situation. So I think I might do that. I think I'm just going to take the 3. This will hopefully work out well for us. It might not. It could go poorly. Okay. The other option I could have is if I draw an untapped land, I can... Did not draw an untapped land, so it doesn't really matter. So I can't tap Chandra and bounce. I could block these guys and then bounce them to my hand. That seems a really bad play. I could do this to trade in the future. Sadly, I think that's my best play. I obviously don't want to bounce this guy because then he'll take one of my creatures and punch me with it. So not having land in Magic is obviously one of the worst things that can happen to you. And it seems to happen to me every time I record. I swear I do much better. Obviously, we're at like rank 20-something, 22. I do much better when I'm not recording somehow, but when I am recording, just get cracked in the face. Alright, so he's going to be able to hit us for at least one more. If not attack. I'm assuming he's going to be attacking. I'm going to throw a Jailer in front of the Husk. Regardless of what happens at this point. And if he attacks with Chandra, I'm kind of okay with that. He's going to sack it to the Husk after he attacks. Or maybe during attacks, I don't know. This is not a good place for us to be in here. I'm definitely going to block here. And I think I just... Excuse me. Block there. I think I just have to minimize our damage. We're kind of getting destroyed here. It's a little scary. Definitely need an untapped land or we're dead next turn. And even then, we might still be dead. Actually, yeah, I think we're dead no matter what. Because I could block here, and he still gets in for 7. I could play both of these. Block and block, but he's still going to hit me for at least 2, and if he's got any burn in hand, we're dead. I mean, that's what I have to do, because it's, well, no, because I can return something by playing this. Okay, so I can shut down Chandra for a turn. And so then Gideon can trade with one of these guys, and I can block here. We might still be alive, unless he has a, not Fiery Impulse, Exquisite Firecraft. If he has Exquisite Firecraft, we're straight dead. But there's still an out. There is still an out. Nope, now there's not an out. Now we're dead. Because we can throw it in front of him. Oh yeah, double act of treason. Yep. GG. Wow. It's very rare that you see, like, double act of treason, but that was a very aggressive deck and we got seriously mana screwed. So, that's the Azorius deck. Apparently, it loses to the Rakdos deck pretty hard. So, you know, maybe be a little more careful. Don't use the decks that I've played with are not as strong as I would have liked based on the autocomplete feature. So, it works to some extent. It makes not terrible decks, but maybe not the best decks. I don't know. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And I'll see you tomorrow for white, blue, blue, black. So, that's not, is it? That's, Simic. No, not Simic. This one. Whose, like, guild I have forgotten. But I will remember eventually. Anyways, as always, I'll show you the deck now. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.